Should I Vogue? Can I like?
Yeah.
Hey guys, my name is Andrei. I am a filmmaker, for those who don't know me. And I love Ryan Murphy shows.
Focus, children. It is time we remind the world who we are.
Pose is this show about a band of misfits in like
Jackpot. Mother, what do we take? Everything.
they live in New York City at like its height, in my opinion. New York City in the late 80s to mid 90s is like the golden era to me. I mean, you could stretch that to include the 70s too. But living in that time of New Jack Swing, dog, you know, like, hey, this show perfectly captures ball culture.
What exactly is a ball?
Balls are a gathering of people who are not welcome to gather anywhere else.
Ball culture is more or less,
Darling, the champagne is burnt.
it's like this.
Category is royalty.
And they make a sport out of it. And it's really admirable the way that they take their sport seriously. You know, in a way, I guess, in some weird way, Pose is like an allegory for what a non-typical, non-traditional, masculine, straight, heteronormative sports movie would be. Or sports series. You know? Imagine Friday Night Lights, but for LGBTQI people, Black and Latino people, set in New York City in the late 1980s. That is it. Using that allegory, you'll have the young upstart recruit who's like, you know, he's bound to be the best player, but he needs some direction in his life, so he finds a mentor in the coach.
How does someone as talented as you wind up dancing for a whole bunch of junkies?
The coach themselves, someone like who I guess they had their days in the sport. That's MJ's character I'm referring to. What's her name again?
You ever consider joining a house?
What do you mean?
Well, a house is a family you get to choose.
Blanca, right? So like Blanca is this, you know, like ambitious upstart who wants to do more than what her previous team offered to her.
Baby, you are our secret weapon.
So she more or less goes against Electra's back, who's a Tobagonian, by the way. You need to do research on that actress.
God may have blessed you with Barbies, a backyard with a pony in it, a boyfriend named Jake, and an unwanted pregnancy that your father paid to terminate so you could go to college and major in being a basic bitch. None of these things make you a woman.
Clear your throat.
Lubricate.
Now read that bitch.
To start her own home, and she says that she wants to give back to others, but it's really she wants to make a name for herself because she realizes that her life and her time on this earth is limited.
I have nowhere else to go.
Come here.
I love the fact that it makes an effort to create a world where the people that we would have lauded in the past and we would have considered people to look up to and normal, like the way that our perception of them is turned on its head.
This is what it's like to be a person at the top of the rainbow room.
What's better, the dream or the reality?
The reality.
It's this idea that the people that and the cultures that we looked up to back in the day, like they were actually very toxic, and the show deconstructs the tropes that we admired, and forces us into a position of pure subjectivity to see that maybe these things aren't really things that we should aspire to and that we should, you know, actually criticize them. That was rambling. I need to say that in some way. But long story short, what I mean is this idea of, you know, of 80s yuppie culture and going after success and corporate achievement and the lifestyle that comes with that, the cars, the fast women, the all the trappings of luxury and success are actually things that work against us because they force us to put on masks. Very much the same mask that we assume trans people put on every day, to present an image that helps them to just carry on with their lives, you know? And it's kind of a typical Ryan trope to villainize normalcy, but it shows on for like normal people, or quote unquote normative people, I want to say.
What do you want out of life?
I want to be treated like any other woman.
It's not about seeing straight people get a win every time, because that's what we see all the time, you know. We need to see value in the lives of people who don't often have good stories to tell, because they're constantly fighting against a world that invalidates their existence.
It's that white boy again. Is this your first time doing something like this?
Whispering love.
Yes.
And Ryan is very good at that. You know, at first I used to have qualms about that I can never find an actually happy straight couple in a Ryan Murphy show. But after a while I understood that it serves a great purpose.
I want to be a star.
One thing I really like about Ryan Murphy is that he manages to really capture and portray ambition.
I have bigger dreams of performing at some ball.
Like, he has a special touch for bringing to life the pure, innate ambition of any underdog in the world. And to me, I don't know, I think maybe because I love underdog stories, I feel like an underdog most of the time. Those are stories that I write too. Like, it really resonates with me, and it almost drives me crazy sometimes. Like, there's a little twinkle you might see in the eye of a Ryan Murphy character, like within the first 10 minutes of any of his shows. And that, boy, it's just like, whoo!
Pick that up. Oh, so now I'm the house? Yes, pick it up.
Violence is never the answer, children.
And Billy Porter does such a good job of being this fair judge character. Like, he, at any point, he could be a villain and a hero in that story.
Couldn't have done this shit in private. After all the times I've been there for you.
That, as a writer, that amazes me, because as an actor too, I could appreciate seeing him pull that off, because to write a character with so much range, where at one minute they are more or less the authority in the world, and then the next minute they need to seek advice from the same character that they were buffing about half an episode ago, you know? Like, that is an incredible feat, and I feel like it's a bit underrated, you know? I think that more credence should be given to performances like Porter's. I know he won an award for it, and I think it was very well deserved. I've learned to appreciate, you know, like, people's humanism more, like their just innate quality of being human, from watching his shows. And it has also taught me to be a lot more empathetic, you know, about people in the world that I may not always consider, or I may have previous ideas about. So yeah, here's to Ryan Murphy doing a good job, dog. Yeah, for a white guy. No disrespect. You can cut that out.
And that is how you do a ball.